One. Hey everyone, how are you? It's Damon Bodine here with another episode of the Denver Business Spotlight. Hope everyone is doing well and having a wonderful week. I'm here with my friend Rachel. Rachel, how are you doing today?
I am doing well. How are you, Damon?
Oh man, it's Friday. It's good. The sun is shining again in Denver, which is a little bit of a change from, making a snowman like 3 days ago. So
Yep.
So that's good. I'm ready for a fun weekend of, working, a little bit of work, a little bit of play, and keeping it moving, right? So,
Nice.
so all
Nice.
good. So Rachel, why don't you tell us a little bit about kind of who you are and what you do?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Damon. So, as you said, my name is Rachel, and I am a loan officer with Chariot Financial. And I've been living here in Denver for about 2 years now, officially this month. So, I'm originally from cold, snowy Minnesota. So, being out here in the sunny Denver mountain areas has been a great change. Absolutely love it out here. And I've been a loan officer since May, so kind of a new COVID venture, and decided to take on a new challenge, a new career path, and I'm so excited about it. And I am really happy to be here and kind of get to know you better too, Damon. Thank you.
Awesome. That's super cool. Love that, my friend. What's it like to be like a loan officer in Denver, in this environment?
So far, it's been, I guess, a little tricky just because everything is on Zoom now. So, networking events and meeting with clients and all that has been on Zoom and technology. And I am a people person. I love really getting to know someone and meeting them for coffee or, lunch or whatever. And so that's been kind of an interesting change, I guess, but it's been okay. And the Zoom calls are kind of nice because then you don't have to drive anywhere. But I definitely prefer that in-person connection. But it's so far, I mean, it's been pretty good. And other, loan officers and other realtors and people in the industry I've met have been super kind and welcoming. And it's been a really good experience so far. And I'm enjoying it. So,
That's
yeah.
awesome. Well, you've definitely got, like a really optimistic and positive personality in the time that we've talked. And, I think that's really helpful even to anyone that you're talking with right now, because I know it's, been a really kind of challenging year for everyone, right? So,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, so yeah, and then Zoom, I mean, I always tell, I made a joke to my friend yesterday that like real estate's my full-time job and being a Zoomer is like my part-time job on the side, right? So,
Yeah. Yeah, right. And you got to know how to do everything and, record and make someone else the host and share your screen. So, yeah, it's interesting, but it's been good. Oh.
cool, super cool. And then like, so you've been like when you've been meeting, so you said you've been in the industry since May, right? And
Hmm.
what have you been kind of do to like have you been doing a lot of like one-on-ones and with Zoom and stuff like that with people in the community here?
Yeah. So I'm a part of a few different networking groups, and we do a big group meeting, once or twice a week, sometimes three times. And then outside of that, you kind of get to pick and choose who you really want to get to know that week or, the following week, and just kind of pick a time. And I've been able to get to know people in all different industries, which has been really cool. So like graphic design, photography, and I've enjoyed that because, like I said, I'm a people person and it's fun to kind of see what makes people tick. So, like when you and I were talking, kind of some hobbies and fun things that you like to do outside of work, and kind of been nice to do that and, really get to know people. But it has been a lot of one-on-one Zoom meetings.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I don't mind too much. Yeah, it's good.
Have you found that people you're talking to kind of in your business, like potential clients and stuff like that, are they open-minded to Zoom or are they still more like let's get together and get the coffee or
Well, there was one lady, gosh, I think it was about a month ago, that she wanted to meet, but she wanted to meet in person.
yeah.
And she did end up letting us know that her computer doesn't have Zoom capability because I don't think it has a camera. But and so you do kind of run into issues with that, and people just don't have the proper, devices to use the technology. But overall, people have been pretty open to Zoom because I think, especially at the beginning of the whole COVID um, crisis pandemic, a lot of people have been, pretty scared to go outside and meet people in person. And, as time has gone on, more people are comfortable with it. But I think overall, people are pretty happy staying home and not having to go out and take the risks.
Yeah, totally. It's a whole new world, right? And
Right?
I guess I would ask you, people ask me this question all the time, like, how has the coronavirus affected your business, right? And for me, it's changed everything, like everything, top to bottom, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I have to, like, I was sitting down in like someone's backyard this past weekend, and we had to be like 15 feet away from each other and like that kind of thing. And like, it was, it's a whole new world, right? So
Yeah, it is. And you moved during quarantine too.
yeah,
So it's been a huge transition for you.
totally. It's, yeah, flying is, and I've flown like 5 times in the last 2 months, which is, uh, interesting to say the least right now, but not as bad, not as bad as, I thought, right? Like, the airlines have been pretty good about social distance, and
Mhm.
I think people like get it now, right? And I don't see too many people that refuse to wear the mask, or I haven't been involved in any like the horror stories of people fighting with airline people or any of that stuff, right? So
Good.
so like, as a loan officer, like, what kind of products do you kind of work on or offer out there? I know there's a million loan products, right? But any that you're kind of focused on, or?
Well, right now, so Chariot Financial, we're a boutique brokerage firm, and which we really enjoy kind of being small. So it's me, our owner, Zach Smith, and then our loan processor, Leanne. And we've really been able to, pretty much do any type of loan. We don't do many commercial loans, so we focus on mainly residential. And we like to say that we specialize in reverse mortgages because we are known to being able to get those closed within 30 days. Obviously you got to get all the paperwork and the client has to, be updated with that as well. But that's kind of what we specialize in. But so far, because of, the market, we've had historically low rates. So we've been doing a lot of refis. So I would say mainly right now it's been refinances and reverse mortgages for us.
Totally, like, the refi market is insane,
Easy.
right? Like, I mean, I know people literally like took 4 or 5 years off their loan, like just refining right now. Because they originally got a loan in like 2006 or something like that for like 8% or something like that, right? And I want to talk to you just a little bit about reverse mortgages, right? Because I know, look, reverse mortgages don't always have the best branding, right? In the
Yep.
world, right? I've definitely, in my years as a broker, when I've heard the word reverse mortgage, it sometimes comes with a negative connotation. But I think that's BS personally, because I think they can be kind of life-changing products. So like, would you mind just kind of talking a little bit about, kind of, for people that aren't aware of reverse mortgages, kind of what they are, and kind of who they're beneficial for?
Yeah, absolutely. And I totally agree. There are so many negative connotations when it comes to them. And actually, when I decided to become a loan officer, that was one thing I was pretty nervous about, one product, because everyone, was telling me, "Oh, you're preying on people and this is so bad." And once I really started learning and getting into them, I realized this is like one of the most bulletproof loans you can get. And so a reverse mortgage, it's a loan for 62 and older. And for those who are 62 and older, and it's the most heavily government regulated loan that you can get. And basically it allows the borrower to use the equity that they have in their home and to get a monthly payment off of that instead of paying a monthly mortgage payment. Now, you do have to pay your taxes and insurance, but other than that, instead of, paying what, $1,700 a month in your mortgage payment, which is kind of roughly what you pay here in Denver, you would get that money back.
Right.
So then you can either do like a line of credit. So if you don't need all the money right now, you can have it set there so that you can dip into it when you need it. And other than using Social Security or 401k, whatever other types of income you're using. And then also you can do just a huge lump sum. So if you need, $50K right now, then you can get that. But also because they're so heavily regulated, you can't use all of the equity in your home. So you can never go upside down on your home.
Yeah.
And also you will never owe more than what your home is worth. So in order to pay off a reverse mortgage, because a lot of people kind of ask and are worried about, well, am I going to lose my home because I'm not paying anything? Well, you only have to pay it off if you decide to leave the residence or if you pass away. And if you decide to leave the residence, then you can sell the property and that would pay for, that would pay off the loan. So it kind of works out. And a lot of people say, well, I want to give it to my heirs. What if my kids want the home? Well, statistics show only about 2% of heirs actually decide to keep the home that their parents give to them. So they're going to sell it anyway. So why not let your parents use it to get income so that they don't have to worry about, paying for gas or food? So I think that they are absolutely bulletproof products. And I have a couple friends that have used them and it has legitimately changed their lives. And one of them, he's an entrepreneur and he owned his own company, and he has been, burnt out of that for 10 years. And he finally hit the age where he could get a reverse mortgage, and he never thought he could retire. And now because of that, he could delegate the work and hire other people to be in his place. And now he can live his life and woodwork and do whatever it is he wants to do as a retired guy. And knowing that and just seeing the glimmer in his eyes, I just knew that they really are great products. And the lady I was talking to that I had mentioned earlier, who wanted to meet in person instead of Zoom, when we were going through the numbers with her, she was just in awe of how much her life was going to change. She's got 3 grandkids that she wants to, spend time with. She wants to go travel the world with, her girlfriends, and now she can. And that in itself, and going through the numbers, and also you have to get third-party counseling for a reverse mortgage. So if you're a borrower, you have to get third-party counseling, and that's required so that you truly know what you're getting into and making sure that it really is something that's right for you. And it helps really the borrower understand this is going to help me. And if it's not right for them, it's not right for them. But overall, it really is a life-changing product. And I'm pretty sold on, helping people out with that. And, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm a loan officer, to help people with their finances and change their lives through their homes. So that's what you got it. That's what I'm here for.
I'm 100% in agreement with you. I mean, I think that the mortgage loan industry in general, right, has some negative stigma from like the mid 2000s and things like that. It's like 100% a different industry today than it was in that era. Everything, there's a lot more regulations now. I don't know if there was, like, for example, there probably wasn't third-party counsel 15 years ago, any of those things, right? And the other thing that's really important too is like, to some of the points you made, number one, the regulations don't allow the borrower to take too much debt, which is huge, right? Because that helps you against changes in the market, things like that. And most people that I know, on a personal level, right, that are older, most of their money is tied up in their house, right? So either you're going to take a loan on it or you're going to sell it, right? And a lot of people, they just don't want to sell the house. So this is like that kind of nice intermediary between the two, right?
Mhm.
And and to the final point, every heir I've ever met that has inherited a house in my entire real estate career has put it on the market, every single one. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah, like don't be selfish. Let your parents get the money.
Yeah, we'll just trade options, because like especially, and people, like when I think about retirement, right, I want to be comfortable and I want to like be able to like enjoy life a little bit and not, like I was thinking about my grandmother, right, when we grew up and like she was not financially well off at all in retirement, right? And it was literally like every day was like a battle to make sure that like Social Security would pay for, should have enough money here and have enough, she had a pension, but it wasn't very good, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's really awesome what you're doing, and I think that it can be really life changing for people. So that's super cool.
Yeah.
And then you're also kind of working on like, with like the low rates, right? You're probably open to doing like first time home buyers and things like that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I am definitely open and willing to help any first time home buyers. I'm, about 24, so I'm kind of around that age range, I guess. So definitely open to helping them and talking through the finances, because when you're, sort of freshly out of college and you're in this adulting world, you're like, oh, I need a home. I need somewhere to live. So it can be pretty intimidating. So I am absolutely more than willing to talk to any first time home buyers and help them out and make that best decision possible for them.
Very cool. Yeah. And I think that one of the advantages in working with Rachel as opposed to like a loan officer who closes 200 loans a year is that Rachel is going to have time to answer your questions and actually talk with you and actually like provide a level of service for you that isn't just like pushing paper, and I think that, especially because so many of us, we don't understand finance that well, to be honest with you. Like we're not taught finance in school or anything. Like I didn't even understand mortgages until I was like in my early 20s, right? I think that having someone that's supportive for you, like the role of what you do is so vitally important to people. It's not just like sending out pre-approval letters and calling underwriters, right? It's actually like doing a lot of like talking through and kind of understanding their goals and like finding one of those million products out there that's going to like fit that goal, right?
Yeah.
So.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And I completely agree. There's such a lack of financial education. And that's why I got into this role, is to educate others and educate myself, so that I can help people make that best financial decision possible. And then when my time comes, I can make the best financial decision possible. And that was a huge reason on why I chose Chariot, is because since it's a boutique firm, yes, we do a lot of loans, but we create that relationship with our clients. Like what you said, we're not just pushing paper. It's no, let me walk you through this and help you, and become your friend and your kind of guide through the mortgage industry. And like meeting realtors like you who want to really create those relationships as well with their clients. That's kind of who I've been really targeting towards. And a lot of the realtors that we work with now, they're the same way. And we genuinely care. We're not just here to make a commission check or make, okay, money's fine, but we're here to help people. And buying a home is a huge deal. It's a huge investment. So you got to have someone that really cares about you in all the different aspects of buying a home, whether realtor or loan officer.
I think that, that's exactly like, if I was going to get a loan, that's exactly what I would want to hear from the person that I was working with, right? Because it is a lifelong relationship. And for most people, their house is going to be the biggest investment they ever make in their life, right? Like hands down, right? Some of us, like, we're not going to understand like derivatives and this, that, and the other, and like all these other like complicated financial products, but we can understand, okay, house price, this,
Yes.
whatever, right? So I think it's super key, and it's also picking the right product, right?
Yeah.
Because, you know, there's not a one size fits all loan product for every borrower, right? Like it's very specific to them and their, you know, their needs and things like that, right? So I love it, Rachel. You're doing the financial, you know, the good financial work out there and help
Yeah.
people really kind of, you know, accelerate their life, right? You know,
Thank you.
I wouldn't be in the real estate business personally if I didn't believe that in the just honest to goodness excellent aspects of it for your future and, you know, securing your future, right? So,
Mhm.
you know, someone will do a loan of you today for a first time home, and then in 40 years they're going to be calling you to get their reverse mortgage, right?
Yeah,
So,
exactly, exactly, and we'll help them refi along the way.
all
It'll
the
be
way, right?
great.
All the way through.
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
super cool, man. So how do you, I guess I just got a one more question for you here, and I've been
Mhm.
asking this to everybody. Like, you know, we're kind of in the middle of this pandemic, right? And it's changing everything about life, you know, I mean, everything about life, right? What do you think, like, I know you don't have a crystal ball, right? But what do you think, do you think there will be any lasting impacts from what we're going through now kind of on your industry and your business and what you're doing? Like any way that like any changes or anything like that you foresee?
I think that already a decent amount of work is remote and online, and I think that we're only going to keep going towards that. And it could be, you know, I don't know, like a Fairway Mortgage or bigger companies, you know, they have employees that work in offices, but I have a feeling that a lot of work is going to be strictly remote. And whether that's, you know, just the loan industry, but I think kind of everywhere. And people are going to start realizing that, oh, we don't need to buy, you know, a huge office space or rent a huge office space. Our employees can work from home. So I think that that'll be pretty big. And then I guess maybe on your side of things for a realtor, for open houses, I would think maybe more, you know, like Zoom or virtual tours. But kind of hard because when you want to look at a house, you really want to look at all the details and all the, you know, pipes and see everything, kind of the electrical and what's going on. But I think definitely in the loan officer side, everything is going to be online or Zoom or, yeah, everything's
Which will probably help like processing times and things like
yeah,
that in the future, right? Because I
yeah,
know like, you know, at least I've seen some of the banks like from just certain like criteria of like original ink signature, like they've sort of like changed that a little bit, and
yeah.
I've seen them flex a little bit, right? To kind of
Mhm.
meet the needs of the moment. And I also, you know, as a realtor, as a real estate agent this year, I did my first deal over FaceTime, you know, like this year, which is pretty wild, right? The person literally never saw the home the
Yeah,
entire time until literally we were at the closing table, which is
yeah,
like, you know, I mean, I guess if you know exactly what you want and you do the right due diligence, you know, do a proper inspection, sewer scope, attorney review, you know, like all, like,
mhm,
you know, all those things, right? Then I don't know. I mean, I guess it, you know, it can work, right? So we'll see what that means moving forward, right? But it's going to
yeah,
be an interesting time, and I think especially because you're kind of in it right now, you'll be on the forefront of those changes, right? And I think that
yeah,
will only help you and your clients. So
yeah,
super
yeah.
cool, super cool. Awesome. Well, listen, it's really, really good to talk with you. You know, for anyone out there that's looking to possibly talk about mortgages, how can they find you?
Yeah, so they can reach out to me. My number is 720-388-7151. And then also they can go to mychariotloan.com. And that's another good way to find me, and our website and my email and all that good stuff is on there. But yeah, feel free to give me a call or shoot me a text, and we can set up a time to talk and get to know each other and see if I can help you out.
Very cool. And we'll put that information in the show notes too for anyone who wants to reach out to Rachel. You absolutely should. She is a lovely lady with good intentions and a good heart for what she's doing. So Very cool. Listen, I really appreciate your time, and we'll do it again soon, you know?
All right. Thank you, Damon.
Cheers.